All right, so here we go. It's the end of the night. So I've been out since about, how is that, like noon or something like that? I can't remember. It's been a weird day. I've had to like end dashes, start dashes, or whatever. So I'm not sure exactly how long I've actually been out. I mean, I haven't been. I went home for at one point after I replaced the brake light, and that was about it. But headed home now. I'm gonna go have some dinner. So one of the things I'll say that I've learned from today is that there's a certain amount of excuses that are coming from everybody when it comes to the game of DoorDash. So I had some really weird patches today, and I will say that it's probably because of the amount of time that I was on, and in the areas I was in, is that everybody's trying to think. Everybody thinks that they can figure out the configuration of how the algorithm for DoorDash goes. And what I got to tell you is, I don't think there's a lot of people who speak in conspiracy theory type rhetoric about DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, everything. Particularly DoorDash is a lot right now because it's the most popular site, and they seem to have the least amount of wait lists and stuff, and they seem to be on the biggest hiring uptick, and so it's making it they're the easy target. But I have seen people with Uber Eats, Grubhub have problems, just like we do with DoorDash. Like just tomfoolery going on, like an order was already picked up and then they assign it to somebody else like an hour later, whatever, screwed up. I've had that happen to me before too. But the thing is that people speak as if there's a conspiracy of someone sitting at a computer just monitoring what you specifically are doing and going, ha 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 ha, we're not going to give this person this right now. Now, what I will say is that it seems to be that when you are in a place that is oversaturated, much as it is where I'm at, here in Volusia County, Florida, and I ran into quite a few dashers today, a lot of young people and stuff that are doing it, and I will get to my tip here in a little bit, but running into them, I realized just how saturated at times it can be, and looking at how, like, trying to get yourself on the schedule and stuff. One of the things, I'm not sure if anybody out here is dealing with it when they're outdoor dashing, is the being able to extend your dash. For me, it doesn't seem to work anymore. It seems to be that I have to go out and then log back in and then go for the hours that they have or whatever. So I'm not sure if that's an all-encompassing thing. I'm not sure how that works with DoorDash, how they allow people to extend their dashes. I'm not sure if it has to be a certain amount of people not working or whatever for you to be able to do that. It used to be a lot easier. Now it's gotten a little bit trickier. For me, it doesn't work at all. I have to go out and literally in my dash, as long as there's a scheduled time between whatever 5:30, say 5:30 to midnight or something like that. If I was already from 5:30 till 8 o'clock, but then all of a sudden that midnight thing opened up to where I could possibly extend my dash, it won't let me do it. And what I end up doing is I end up ending my dash and just going and doing dash now and going until midnight. So I'm not sure what that's all about. To me, I think it's just a matter of how many people are working in the area and them anticipating people scheduling themselves. So it makes it a little bit harder to be able to do the extending. They want to pull out more people that are willing to do the $2.50 orders, which it's a business tactic. I watched a video earlier today of someone complaining about the way it's been. They haven't been working DoorDash. Okay, so they'll send out periodic messages. I had that once, where they're like, "Oh, you haven't dashed in a while. Are you okay? We want you back," and stuff. And if you don't realize that you are part of a system that will send out alerts just like any other social media platform, to get you back into whatever it is that they want you to do, then you are very naive. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so the tip I thought of today, I'm trying to remember what it is specifically right now, is if you're new to this platform, and you, once again, subscribe if you've gotten this far into the video. I give what I feel is real talk about things. I don't harp on things that really aren't inside of anybody's control. I come to you from a person who just has to do the things that he has to do. Today I had a goal for what I needed to make, and didn't quite reach there. And it got to a point where it's so late now that things are closing. It's like, what's the point? And I'm a little down because I needed to make a certain amount, and hopefully I get back up tomorrow and be able to make at least what I made today. I've got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. I've got lessons to give. I've got, appointments to get to and stuff and all that. Plus, I'm going to try to make money in the meantime on all this, and try to make the amount of money that I have in my head that I need to make. Being a traveling musician, I have to worry about what happens when I'm not home and my family's stuck at home and they don't have income, so it's a little rough right now. I'm probably not going to be in the best of moods sometimes, especially this week. I'm gonna be really burning the candle at both ends when it comes to trying to make money this week. Luckily, I've got some things that make the average out work to where I can pay my bills. But right now, I am scared out of my mind about where I'm at with where we're at with our monthly bills this month. So it's really scary, and I've been in this position more times than I can count, wondering if I'm going to have enough money to fill up the tank to be able to go to work. This morning I had to pay a phone bill that we really didn't have the money to pay, but if I didn't pay the phone bill, I wouldn't be able to work to go try to make the money to get gas money and then to pay the rent and all that other stuff. It's a continuous thing. It's what adulthood is, and it sucks. But I'm trying to get smarter about knowing what I need to make in a day in order to be able to get it to where I'm not worried as much. And right now, the amount that I need to make a day is pretty high compared to what would be comfortable. And I'm going to have to work a lot in order to be able to make that happen. But once I get through this, hopefully things will be a lot easier. We'll see. But the tip of the day that I thought of today was, I have been doing this only for about the better part of the past year. October, I think it'd be the beginning of November is my year anniversary of doing DoorDash. I'm now sitting at 1,300 deliveries, okay, in that 10-month period, I think is what we're at, 9 or 10-month period. I had to do the math. Yeah, it'd be like a 10-month period. I've done 1,300 deliveries in that span of time, which I don't know what would be average for a person to be able to do in a 10-month period, but for me, that's what it is, and I took I think a month or 2 months off at one point. Whatever. One thing I'll tell you is that there was actually a bit of advice that I had seen another YouTuber give a while ago when I was really struggling to want to keep doing this because of the amount of stress that I was under, the way my body feels doing this, sitting in a car all day. It gets stressful in ways that people don't understand. And also, I had the stress of also not knowing when I would be able to go back to what my regular job is, touring around the world playing music. And we'll get into that too. I've already mentioned it quite a few times. But one thing I will tell you in this 10 months period that I've been working it is there is a lot of up and a lot of down. Okay. And there's not a single reason why that happens. It's just literally, if there are not orders coming in, there's not going to be money to be had. And the incentives for a lot of people is dropping off. I mean, people are having to figure out how to make a living again. Amidst COVID-19 having a resurgence as well. My wife works in education, and she was forced to quarantine twice throughout the year. And the school system didn't pay people past a certain amount of days that they had as far as their sick pay. They made people use their sick time in order to cover the cost of them when they weren't working because they were forced not to work. It's not the way things should have been. And it's unfortunately, it's the climate that we live in, is everybody's very selfish and everybody's worried about getting their own. And I live in particularly in a county that is very much that, where everybody's on their own. No one's here to help. You better not come to me for help or whatever. And it really sucks. What I've seen with DoorDash is that there's a lot of ups and downs, and there are a lot of people that start working, and there are a lot of people that quit because they can't deal with it. And if you're just new to the game and you're wondering why you're getting all these $2.50 orders and stuff like that, it sucks. It seems like you're having to work a lot. Understand that there are a lot of people working, especially in my market. I'm dealing with the fact that there are a lot of new people working this. But I know that I can outlast them. I will keep going. They will quit. And it seems that like on a Monday, it's like people have had their weekend and it's back to business hours kind of thing. And it's really stupid. Okay. But, Mondays seem to be pretty hard as far as like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday starts to ease up. Friday, whatever, it's because people want to go out on the weekend, so you're not getting as many people actually working. They're all enjoying their weekends off or whatever with their families or whatever. So that tends to be when it's higher volume for everybody because there's less people working. There's too much thought being put into someone sitting there causing problems for everybody. And it's not the fact that you've got a volume issue. That's all it is you got volumes of people. You got hundreds of people, thousands of people working the same platform. And I've worked in multiple areas in the Central Florida area, and it's the same way everywhere. Every single county, every single town, whatever little blip on the map, it's all the same. So my tip is if you're starting this and you seem to get down every once in a while, understand you can outlast the other people. You'll see a lot of people come and a lot of people go. All right. I've only been doing this 10 months, but I see this as being the thing I do for quite a while. And there's been times where I wanted to quit because it just seems like there are so many people, especially when you get peak pays. We hardly ever have peak pays where I live. But when I do, I mean, it kills the ability to get orders in quantity. Quality too. Quality kind of sucks because they're giving you that extra dollar or that extra $1.50 or whatever. So getting the higher pay and being aware of what's happening with the peak pay. Gotta be very conscious of that. A couple months ago, the $8.50 order here meant that you were getting paid higher. Nowadays, they've made it the Wild West. You have no idea. And that's because they've changed the model. They've only changed the model on how things get paid. They haven't changed the model on how you get orders. Like again, what it seems like is that, yes, when you're in a high traffic zone, when you're in an area that has a lot of people working, yes, they try to filter it out to everybody, but you got so many people, it's hard. I've actually done the experiment where I've ordered food and see how many times I have to decline in order to be able to get my own order. And it takes quite a bit. So there's a lot of people working, and there's a lot of people they have to bounce this stuff around to. It's not out of a trying to be unfair thing. It's just, it's the luck of the draw, I've had some really good orders today. I never took anything less than, I believe, $6.50 as far as what the initial payout was saying. And the last one I took that was $6.50 was only going a mile. And it was in an area where there was other restaurants and all that. So, you've got to just be smart. And understand we still need the people that take the $2.50 orders. I've seen it. I've seen the people that take the orders that I don't take. And they're green. They're brand new to it. And they are a necessity. And yes, DoorDash will continue to hire a whole bunch of people to do those orders because people eventually get smart. And it may seem like they're trying to call out the people that are smarter, but I don't think there's that much vindictiveness behind it. I don't think there's a CEO sitting there going, well, let me find the people that have done 2,000 orders. Let me go ahead and see how I can screw them today. I don't think there's that much forethought into a lot of things. People have a weird expectation for big companies that they work for. And it's no matter where you go, you always hear the conspiracy. You get those people that get into that mode where the morale starts to decline, and they are just there for that part of it, to keep that morale just going down and down, and start spreading rumors and start spreading negativity about everything. Yeah, it sucks when things get restructured. I've lived through a bunch of restructures in a lot of different companies that I've worked for. Everyone survives eventually. Everyone makes a way. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to be out tomorrow again, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.